Question 15 says that a bucket of water can be whirled in a vertical circle over your head without the water coming out if the centripetal force required is greater than the weight. So part A says calculate the minimum speed of the bucket of water if the radius of the circle is 90 centimeters. So first we have to find the equation for velocity, and since we know that tension is lost when it's at the top, so we have to use the equation for tension when it's at the top, which is T equals centripetal force minus mass times gravity, and the minimum speed of the bucket for the water to stay inside will happen when the tension is 0. So this equation can be written as 0 equals centripetal force minus mg. We know that centripetal force is mass times velocity squared over radius, so this can also be rewritten as 0 equals mv squared over r minus mg. We know that G is 9.81, and we can move mg to the other side by adding mg to both sides. So then this becomes 9.81 m equals to mv squared over r. Can remove r from the denominator by multiplying r on both sides, so we get 9.81 mr equals to mv squared. And then to eliminate the mass, since we don't know what it is, we can divide both sides by m, and we're left with 9.81 radius equals to velocity squared, and we know the radius is 90 centimeters. Since we have to write it in meters, it's going to be 0.9. So 9.81 times 0.9 equals 8.83. So 8.83 equals to velocity squared. Therefore the velocity is going to be the square root of this. So velocity equals 2.97 meters per second. Now for part B, how many revolutions is that every second? So to do this, we find the arc length. The arc length in this case, arc length is going to equal radius times the angle in radians. So arc length equals 0.9 times, since we're going in a full circle, the radius is going to be the angle in radians is going to be 2 pi. 0.9 times 2 pi equals 5.65. And then, since this is a distance it's going to be traveling for in one revolution, we divide 2.97 by 5.65, 2.97 divided by 5.65, and we get 2.97 over 5.65, which equals 0.53 revolutions per second.